Hello, RCL students. My name's Susie. Everybody wave at Susie. Susie is my new friend. She is actually the adopted twin sister of Joe. I love math. Joe's here just to learn math, but I love math. Well, Susie, we have quite a surprise for our RCL boys and girls next week, don't we? You're going to be doing my favorite kind of math. Mrs. Salyer's going to tell you about it. That dog keeps trying to bite me. Well, we'll tell Bear just to go away. Before we start talking about math next week, you wanted to give a big shout out to somebody? Yeah, there's some twins in RCL. Go away, dog. Go away, go away, go away, dog. Help, the dog's biting me. Bear, stop, leave Susie alone. I want to give a big shout out. There's some twins in RCL that are my friends. Hey, Haley. Haley, wave at Susie. Hey, John. John, wave at Susie. Okay, Susie, I'm getting ready to tell them our big surprise about math for next week. Are you excited? Yes, I'm excited. Joe's really going to have a lot to learn. Listen up and pay close attention, RCL friends. Okay, boys and girls, I am on my ClassLink page, which looks a little bit different than yours because I have a lot of teacher buttons that you don't have. But next week, just like always, you're going to find your work on Canvas. So you'll be clicking on the Canvas button that you're all familiar with. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Now my Canvas page, of course, also looks a little bit different than yours because I have some teacher things up here that you don't have. I have Mrs. Irvin's site up here. Mrs. Irvin's students have that, but they don't have mine. In any event, you're going to be going into your regular course for your literacy. So if you are one of Mrs. Salyer's students, you're going to click here. If you are one of Mrs. Irvin's students, you're going to click here, and you're going to follow your normal routine to get your literacy by clicking on modules on the left-hand side, and your work will be there. Math is what's going to be different. For your math, you're not going to click on this module right here. For math, you're going to look for this course right here that says Mathematics. 5th grade algebra unit. Don't panic, it's easy, it's fun, you'll love it. And you'll be getting an invitation to join this course, which you need to accept. So for your math next week, you're going to click right here on this course. And this is the page that's going to come up. Welcome to the Pathway to Algebra course. Choose your learning path, fractions or algebra. Now, I want to tell you that first off, I want you to go into algebra. Those are going to be 2 required lessons for next week. The rest of the week, you can work along at your own pace. So you can get to it by clicking here on algebra, or you can click over here on the green word modules. When you click into modules, you will see, here's the algebra unit. Here it tells you what is algebra. So you need to click on that site and watch the video that gives you the introduction. Okay, when you're done with that, you're going to go to the next item. I'll have to go back. My next button is not working with this recorder. It gives you some practice, and it gives you some things to do right here based on the video. So what you'll do is you're going to type in your answers right there, and then you're going to push submit when you finish. Okay, then your next button, which maybe, let me move myself up right there. Okay, you see the next button here. So the next thing that you're going to do is you can see that there are some answers to your algebra practice. You'll be able to scroll over and look at those. I'm going to go back to modules. You'll notice this is not by days. So again, you can work along at your own pace. There's a video here that talks about what variables are, and there's a video here. Now, this is what my favorite part of the algebra unit is. One of my favorite lessons to teach and to learn is hands-on equations. So the lesson 1 video explains to you how to do it. You do need to watch that. You're not going to know how unless you watch the video. After the video, when you click on next, which my next button is hidden again by myself, okay, it takes you to a practice, hands-on equation lesson 1 quiz. This is one of 2 assignments that you're going to have to turn in next week. So what you're going to do, it previews, it'll take you into it, you'll submit it, and that's one of the 2 assignments that you have to do next week. Now, the other requirement that I have for you is to do the lesson 2 hands-on equation. For lesson 2, you're going to watch this video and you're going to click on this right here. Now, lesson 2 gives you a worksheet that you're going to solve, and you will know how to do this after watching the video, but there's no way for you to submit this online. So, this is what I want you to do to submit it. There are 10 questions, and let's see if I can make myself bigger right here. Hang on, guys, so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. On a sheet of notebook paper, you're going to write your name, then you're going to write lesson 2. For number 1, you're going to write x equals, and whatever you have figured out that x equals. You're going to skip a line and write x equals. So you're going to go down through here and you're going to have a total of 10 because there are 10 problems on that worksheet. So number 1, x equals. Number 2, x equals. Number 3, x equals. Number 4, x equals. Then what you're going to have to do is you're going to send me, if I'm your teacher, a picture of this page. If Mrs. Irvin is your teacher, you're going to send her a picture of this page. So lesson 1, you do online. Lesson 2, you send a picture of the notebook paper. That's the only 2 items that you have to turn in next week. Now, we do hope that you will continue working through this unit because it gives you some good practice for 6th grade. Also, after you have sent me your answers, you can go back in on lesson 2, and there's going to be an answer key so that you can check and see that your answers are correct. Now, lesson 2 takeaways, this is optional. You can fill it out or you don't have to. It's not a requirement, but it just asks you to let me know what you've learned in lesson 2. So, this is required for next week. Hands-on equation lesson 1 and hands-on equations lesson 2. Those are your Those are your requirements. However, I hope that you would like to go on and do some additional lessons on hands-on equations. I love them. They're really fun. Joe and Susie think they're great. Or if you want to skip around, you can scroll on down past the hands-on equations lessons, and you'll see that there's some modules on different topics. Properties of numbers. You might want to review order of operations because that's something that you'll be doing in 6th grade as well. There's a practice, an answer key. If you have forgotten about the commutative, associative, and distributive laws, you might want to review that. Operations with integers. Some of you might like the challenge of that. Integers are both positive and negative numbers. So here is a little video that talks about working with negative numbers. To me, it's always helpful to think about a thermometer and how it drops down below 0. 6th grade also spends quite a bit of time on fractions. If you need a fraction review, you can come down here to the fractions module, and you don't have to go in order. You can skip around. The equivalence fraction song might be something that helps you with fractions. Fraction and decimal numbers, equivalent fractions, anything that you feel like you might want to work on with fractions, adding and subtracting fractions. multiplication fractions rap song. I know that a lot of you told me during TCAP that you had forgotten how to add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators. So that might be something that you'd want to review. So, I'm saying it one more time. You have 2 requirements to turn in next week. Hands-on equation lesson 1 quiz that you're going to do right here online. Then hands-on equation lesson 2 worksheet that you're going to answer on notebook paper and send a picture. Those are the only 2 requirements. We do, however, hope that you will continue on next week with your hands-on equations or order of operations or fractions and get some of that critical extra practice in to help you. If you have any questions, reach out to either me or Mrs. Irvin and we will help you. But remember, we're working in this module for this week. There's not going to be anything on the regular module that has to do with math, but that's where you will need to go to access your literacy. It's been great working with you. I will see most of you at your 5th grade graduation next week. I'm excited for that. I got to meet some of you at the Orleans Hannah test, and that was wonderful for me because I love working with 5th grade. So Susie and I hope that you have a great rest of the day.